In this lesson, I want to talk to you about how to see the bigger picture when you're starting advertising on Facebook, or advertising anywhere for that matter. So it can be easy to get obsessed over the detail, but it's important to think about your advertising in the wider context of your overall business goals. And one of those is going to be your profit. So in this training, I'm going to explain some of the principles that we'll be going through in the whole course and how they link back to your profit. So let's go back to the sales funnel that we looked at in the previous video. What we're going to be focusing on in this training series is how to convert your prospect from the bottom platform as traffic from Facebook to an opt-in to your email list, which is the next level up. And to do that, we're going to be measuring something called the conversion rate. Now, this is a percentage figure, and it just measures the percentage of people who move from one level to another. So if you get 10 clicks from your advert campaign and 4 of them sign up to your email list, you've got a conversion rate of 40%. Now, after nurturing those 4 customers via email, if one of them ends up buying from you, then from that original ad campaign, you've got a conversion rate of 10% of your clicks into buying customers. Or you could think about it as 25% of your email list into buying customers. So through the training, I'm going to be referring back to conversion rate, as this figure is really important. The higher our conversion rate, lower down this diagram, the more chance you've got of finding prospects who you can eventually turn into buying customers. And one of the other metrics we'll be referring to throughout the training is return on investment, or ROI. And this is going to be a big measure of success when it comes to your advert campaigns. Return on investment is a very simple concept. If you spend $1 advertising and you make $1.50 in sales, you've got a 50% return on investment. You can also have a negative return on investment, which means your campaign's operating at a loss. So in the later parts of the training, I'm going to show you how to properly calculate this for each of your campaigns, so you can ditch the losing ones and, I guess most importantly, expand and maximize on your winning ones. So what can you do to make sure an ad campaign has a positive return on investment for your business? Well, what we're going to be covering in the training is how to optimize each of your campaigns so that you've got an improved click-through rate and an improved conversion rate. And the way we're going to do this really is through a very methodical way of measuring and testing each one of your ads. Now, it's a circular process, hence my highly simplified circle on the slide. You can see I'm not much of a designer. So in this circle, we have a repeated process we go through to optimize any campaign, and that's testing your campaigns until in a considered and comparable way and measuring the results. So it's really clear which one's performing the best, and I'll be talking about the metrics that we'll be measuring along the way. And then finally, we look at refining the campaigns. So by refining, I mean making some small tweaks and improvements to see if it's got a positive effect. So then you just repeat the process, you test your changes, you measure the results, and you continue to refine it until you've got a profitable campaign that's consistently performing well for you. And I wanted to show this at the start to explain that it is really very simple, because later on we'll be talking a lot about numbers and metrics and such, and the numbers look like a lot, but in principle it's very simple and it's very easy to apply. So I just want to sum up what these metrics and techniques mean in terms of your ad campaign. So here's an example. So for every $1 you spend advertising on Facebook, you can measure how many sales you're ultimately achieving. If you're making $1.50 back, then you're making a 50% return on investment. And if that figure is negative, then you can keep optimizing your campaign by testing, measuring and refining until you begin to see an improvement in your ROI, and until it hits a profitable figure. For example, until you're making $1.10 back for every $1 spent, or $2 back, or $3 back, or so on.